Shalom Yasharala. This is your brother Dawud Daw from GMS Tampa Bay #07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Alright, jump into this here quick lesson. Basically, it's I meant to actually re-upload this lesson because the last time I did it ran on a little too long. So Lord willing, it'll be really short and straight to the point. You know, I got more precepts actually. You know, so all throughout the spirit, hey, this is how it's supposed to be. You know, but nevertheless, you know, I was walking out of work and walked into some guys that I know at work. You know, that happen to know the Israelites. You know, and one of these guys, you know, this guy, I don't know about him. You know, there's something about him, you know, and the way he sees things, you know, he thought I'd get understanding, you know. He know a lot of the scriptures, but he don't really understand all these scriptures, you know. But nevertheless, you know, he made a statement talking about IUIC. He said that IUIC is starting to travel now and go to other countries and stuff like that and preach the word. And he said that was a good thing, you know. And so I was like, well, what do you mean that's a good thing, you know? He said, what do you mean that's a good thing? He said, you know, the gospel is being preached. I said, yeah, you know, I was like, you know, first of all, they're going off. But at the same time, you know, IUIC, they can tell you you're an Israelite. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That is the truth. You're an Israelite, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're not giving you the whole truth, you know. And so, you know, and I was breaking it down to him like, yo, man, if you're not doing it how the Most High had prescribed it, then you're not really with the Most High, you know. You're not doing what He said to do. And I gave the example about those who went back over to Israel. You know, they found out they was Israelites, and then they decided to move over to Israel, you know. But the Most High said, look, I'm going to plant you back over there, you know, right after I bring down all your enemies, okay. So, you know, and we can go further and further with this. You know, you can keep trying to take this into your own hands, and then at the end of the day, you're not going to need Yahweh Shah, all right. So, I mean, like, if you can, you know, do all these things, you know, not the way that the Most High prescribed it, then shit, you don't really need Him or His Son. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know, he was saying that it was good that they were going out, traveling all over the place and preaching the word, you know. And so he didn't know about the airplane deal, so I filled him in on the airplane. I was like, you know, what's the difference between him and Creflo Dollar or whoever that guy is who's trying to buy a plane with these mega churches and shit like that, you know? So there's no difference, you know. And he was curious of how these camps are bringing in all this money and stuff. Like, well, shit, it's easy. Who's in these camps? Jake, Israelites, right? They was just not too long ago in these Christian churches doing the same damn thing, you know? But, you know, the blind leading the blind, they, you know, hey, they both gonna go into the damn ditch, you know? But nevertheless, you know, I brought up this here point about that airplane that homeboy got, you know? I said if I had the money, I don't have the money, but if I had the money to buy them an airplane, like a brand new airplane, the top of the line, the best plane they could get, you know, top of the line, brand new plane and everything, right? If I was to buy them a plane and give it to them, right? I said, how much do you think it would cost for them to sit there, for one, to insure that airplane, okay, to register that airplane, to be able to store that airplane, where they're going to store it at, you know? And how much is it going to cost for them to store it? How much is it going to cost for them to service that plane every time it takes off, before it takes off, and every time it lands? How much is it going to cost, and where are they going to get the money from to fill up this airplane? And plus, once your congregation give you the money to buy this airplane, you still going to charge them to get on the airplane to fly wherever y'all trying to go, if y'all trying to go somewhere like that, you know? So they still got to buy airline tickets, right? So I said, you know, Nate being the head over there, I'm like, so where do you think his mindset going to be after I give him the plane? So I didn't give him the airplane, right? When it's the first time on a full tank of gas and a full service, but the first time he has to replace a tire on the airplane, get engine service on the airplane, try to park that motherfucker somewhere. Like, where is he going to get this money from? Oh, that's right. He got to go back to his congregation and keep fleecing the flock, right? The scriptures say, feed my sheep. If you love me, feed my sheep, not starve them out to death by, you know, taking all their money. They already broke. I know thy poverty and thy tribulation, but thou art rich. You're not rich by monetary funds. You actually broke. So, you know, we trying to struggle to pay our bills and keep our lights on, and you over here trying to keep your airplane service. Look, man, that's just completely going off. At the end of the day, you're going to wind up having a different motive, all right? You're going to be all fucked up trying to, and fleecing the flock, man, trying to keep up your airplane and the reputation. And let's say we was going to be here I don't even want to say this, but let's say we be here for another 20, 30 years, right? Now your plane getting a little old. You know how Jake want to have all the new shit. So now you got to get a new plane and a second plane, okay? And you know, all these types of things. So you can't even keep up and maintain a plane. This is just the normal rule of thumb in finance. If you got to borrow money to buy something right now, you ain't got the money to afford the shit, all right? If you got to use credit or something to go and buy something, you had to borrow that money. You ain't even got the money to pay for it in the first place. How you going to get the money to pay the money back and then the interest that you didn't stacked up on top of that, okay? So you have to think, you know, think with wisdom, all right? You can easily break that shit down, like his whole plan and all that plot in a carnal sense. You don't even need the scriptures with that one. But also you can go in the scriptures about how the Most High had it planned out. That's not how the Most High planned it out, all right? Nevertheless, we're going to get into these scriptures. It says, Matthew 24:23, if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay? And saying that to say this, that, you know, these other camps and stuff like that, you know, yeah, they can tell you you're Israelite and stuff like that, but they're not really telling you the 100% truth, you know. They also got their own little motives and things like that, all right? So they basically saying, look, it's like saying, here's the Lord or there's the Lord, or here's where the Lord is dwelling at. The Lord is supping with us. This is where we the Lord's men. So you want to get down with the Lord, you need to get down with us and give me all your money so we can get this airplane on, all right? So, you know, that's just, you know, that's just going off, you know. It says, let me go up real quick. It says, now this is the point we want to get at in Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, then the end shall come. Okay? And so, you know, this was the backbone to the guy's conversation about them preaching the gospel around the whole world, you know, because the scripture do say that this gospel is going to be preached around the whole world, you know, and that Christianity has already been preached, so that's not it, you know. It's talking about what we teaching now, all right. Going back up, it says at verse 11, it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Okay. Now I know I kind of went up and read this out of order, but just trying to sew a song together, you know, put this in order as a song. Again, this is what's going on with these people, especially asking for money for an airplane and stuff like that, all right? The scriptures talked about them and what they would be doing, all right? Then also there's another scripture, roughly paraphrasing, talking about, you know them by their gay clothing, talking about they dressed in purple and gold and stuff like that. It's funny that that's the colors they over there choosing, you know? And it also says it's crazy that you'll sit there and listen to a rich man, but you'll basically like scorn at a poor man, but you don't even realize it's the rich man that's oppressing you. All your problems come from rich people. Not from the poor people that's oppressing you, all right? But nevertheless, we want to keep this in mind. It says, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and the end shall come, all right? Let me see if I can grab that. Where is it? Psalms. Is it 50? 49. Oh, I think I know what it is. This is Psalms chapter 19, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. All right. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. Okay. And I'll just keep reading on. It says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line has gone out through all the earth. Their words to the end of the world. Okay. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. So going back to this gospel, going to be preached on the four corners of the earth, or throughout the whole earth. It's lining up. It says, their line is going out through all the earth. All right. And what line is that talking about? All right. Think of one line. You know, you have a line that's connecting the whole earth. What line is that? You know, you got a long ass cord that's connecting the whole earth. Everybody can, you know, touch the same damn cord and be connected together. No, it's talking about how they used to say back in the day, America Online, or we about to go get online, all right? The internet, all right? But nevertheless, you know, this is how this the gospel is being preached. It's over the internet. And at the end of this, you know, I'm going to click on a little app and I'll show you the proof, you know? But nevertheless, we're going to jump to the next scripture. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 14. It says, Then Yahweh said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. Okay? So there are prophets out there that's prophesying in the Lord's name. We'll put it like this. All right, you have the so-called Christians and stuff like that. They will be considered not even prophesying in the Lord's name. They're not even telling you an Israelite. All right? But there are some men out there that's prophesying and telling you Israelites and this, and that, things like that. But they're not telling you, they prophesying lies. Just like the scriptures say, all right? Oh yeah, we're gonna go get guns and try to fight the white man with our guns in a carnal sense. Or you can have anal sex with your wife. Or we need money to get an airplane to preach this gospel into the four corners of the earth so the end will come. All right? They over here prophesying lies and deceit in the Most High's name. He says, I sent them not, neither have I commanded them. Okay? The Most High never commanded no. He's not a reprobate. He's not gonna get confused. He's not gonna call you poor as dirt on one sentence because you broken in captivity. All right? Or you're gonna have to go to the white man for the one of all needs, and he gonna lend to you, and you ain't gonna lend to them. All right, the person that's doing the lending sound like he can afford an airplane. The person who need a loan don't sound like he can afford an airplane. All right, Most High say, or Yahweh shall say, I know thy works and thy tribulation and thy poverty. All right, so shit, we ain't got no money to be over here trying to buy no damn airplane. All right, neither does the congregation, to be supporting no shit like that. It says, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination and things of naught, and deceit of their hearts. All right. So yeah, you want to get an airplane. Next thing you know, you need more money to service this, and more money to do this, and more money to do that. Now you got this plane. Now you want to buy a cruise ship. Now you want some tour buses. All right. I mean, you don't need all that to get this gospel out. All right. Like we read beforehand, there's no place where this word isn't heard at. All right. The line is going out throughout the whole earth. The line is already built to go out through the whole earth. The Most High that set up a goddamn airplane that flies throughout the whole earth continuously 24 hours that you ain't got to fill up. It's called the internet. Mainly through the YouTube. All right? These videos is flying through the air via Wi-Fi all throughout the whole air right now. You ain't got to get on no goddamn airplane and go nowhere, man. It says, therefore thus saith, let me go to my next scripture. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come unto you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they're ravening wolves. All right? So yeah, these other camps, they coming at you in sheep's clothing. Yeah, you know what? You need to come out of that Christianity. The so-called white man is your enemy and so on and so forth. You an Israelite, The Most High only love you, this and that, Which is the truth. And that's how that's how it says, look, it was sweet in my mouth and bitter in my stomach. That was the sweet part, But then now you getting them hooked in there, and now you like, yeah, we need some money. You got to take care of the elders and buy us an airplane and so we can go travel and preach this gospel. See, it was over here, all right? You a wolf in sheep clothing. You using this as a cover to basically fleece the flock, You over here milking them dry. Same thing these so-called Christians is doing. Claiming that they're the workers of the Lord and this and that, and the Lord want to see you prosper and prosperity and all this stuff. The same ass shit, man. It's no different. No, well, it is a different. One of them, they wearing suits in church, and the other ones, they wearing these nice garments on the highways and the byways, At the end of the day, they still taking your money and pimping you. It's no different, okay? Well, shit, I'll put this. It says, you should know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistle? So I wanted to you should know them by their fruits, all right? Look at GMS. Look at, the men that's waking up under them. How many, times did the elders go fly from this place to that place to set up a camp? But yet you still seeing camps pop up, okay? All from YouTube videos, all right? And you seeing people waking up and getting understanding with all this stuff, all right? But you see them going over there trying to get airplanes and stuff. Man, people is waking up without nobody flying around to go pick them up, all right? Or go flying over there to preach to them, all right? You don't even got to do all that, all right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. Okay? So you don't want, like, when people say, speaking well of you, you know, let's say GMS, right? Y'all look like the bumalites. Y'all look like bums. But look at IUIC. Oh, they got the nice garments. You know, they so well dressed. They got their wives over there. They setting up businesses, garment factories, and trying to get airplanes, trying to get established and make a black community. So people speaking good of them. But, hey, man, you know, that's just like the pastor in church. You know, pastor, try to talk about an old black woman pastor in her church. She'll goddamn kill her own damn kids over pastor at church. And don't realize pastor been pimping her for 47 years. All right? This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2. I'll read down to 3. 2 Peter 2, starting at verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people. Okay? False prophets among the people. What people? The Israelites. Not the 2/3, but the Israelites calling themselves Israelites. All right? Because a 2/3, all of them is false prophets. What they prophesying to you? Hey, bro, I got this brick. We finna go hit a lick, or we finna go do this and do that. See, that's prophesying lies off rip. Everything they say is a lie. They ain't telling you the truth, so that's all lies. So who they talking about? It's talking about the men that's calling themselves Israelites. But there were false prophets also among the people, even there shall be false teachers among you, who probably shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying Yahweh that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Yeah, like those 12 tribes sign is wrong. That type of deal, you know? Well, where are the rest of the tribes at? And why do these prophecies fit on these tribes here? And why is it seeming like these people are being raised up and those people being put down? So, you know, the people that's on those signs, they all fit the prophecies. Everything is working together and they coexisting together, you know? But whatever else you can come up with is just not going to match. Just like those so-called Jewish people over there, those Amalekites, all right? The scriptures say that the women of the Israelites, all right, mainly like Judah, would basically have a scab on their head, or like they would have so-called hair problems, all right? So you look over in Israel, those so-called Israeli women, they shave their heads to fit that prophecy and wear wigs, all right? You see a so-called black woman, they don't shave their goddamn heads and go get weave. Their hair just fall out because they're under that curse. All right, so if you was to say the so-called Negroes don't fit that prophecy, that's not them on that sign, then you'll be like the so-called Jewish people who have to make themselves fit in. All right, they know what the scriptures say, and they have to try to make themselves fit into character. Whereas the real Israelites, when we talking about the so-called Negroes at this point in time, they don't know they're Israelites, but yet they still suffer from these curses. All right, they don't even know it, and yet they still a part of it. All right, it says. Verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Yeah, the 12 tribes sign is wrong. Oh, y'all ain't trying to get no airplane to go spread the word. You know, this gospel got to be preached, you know. And through covetousness, okay, speaking on this airplane, because we just trying to make our own self rich, you know. We want to be living good over here in this place that's not our rest, in hell. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you. Okay? Make merchandise of you. It's like these motherfuckers that advertise to you. They making merchandise of you. They make all these different color patterns and shapes and shit that fuck with your psyche to draw you in to buy certain things, all right? You know what I'm saying? They play off of, I don't even want to call it your emotions, but they play off of shit that just go on inside of your head psychologically. You know, I can't really explain it, but, you know, they do certain things like that because they're trying to make merchandise of you, all right? And when they color coordinations and stuff like that, this is what Esau does, you know, because they want you to buy into their product, all right? But nevertheless, same thing over here with these other camps and stuff like that. Yeah, you want women, you know, we can get you a wife of righteousness. You want you know, you tired of not being shit in the world. Look, we get in the airplane. You know, we got garment factories. We got money over here. You know, we trying to set up over here. Come be a part of us, all right? But yet at the same time, once they get this damn airplane to go spread the word, like I said, now, all right, so if I'm a part of IUIC and I want to ride on an airplane to go wherever else y'all going, you going to charge me for a ticket to get on the plane or what? You know? And really you caught between a rock and a hard spot because you can't give out free rides because you still got to service this motherfucker. You got to come up with the funds to do all of that. And I already know you don't have the funds for all that because you got to basically ask for money to get the plane. All right. So, you know, it's just like when people say about Mercedes drivers, you know, you ask how much does it cost for an oil change in a Mercedes or to replace a tire in a Mercedes. You know, motherfuckers who don't have those kind of cars, they ask those questions. All right. People who have those cars, they're not really worried about that. They're like, I don't give a fuck how much an oil change costs in this car. I got the money. I got the car. All right. We didn't spend our last little dime on this car and can't afford an oil change, and that would just be retarded. All right. I got one more scripture. We're going to close out after that. This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. It says, Beloved, believe not every spirit. Okay, like these spirits of these people that they Israelites, you know they Israelites, and they try to tell you're Israelite, all right? But it says, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit, whether they be of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. So they use the word false prophets, meaning they basically had to put a suit on at this, you know? It's not saying like false police officers, you know, we just going to grab a random person off the street saying they're a false police officer and they wearing some Tommy Hilfiger and some Jabot jeans or something like that. No. We talking about the guy that's rolling around in the car that just got the markers like a police car, the sirens, the lights. He's got the police uniform on. This person is the one that's impersonating the police officer. Saying this over here, the one is in the Israelite garments, you know, telling you you're Israelite, telling you, you know, certain things like this. These are the false prophets over here, you know. Because why? At the end of the day, they trying to, Yahweh Shai said, look, if you love me, feed my flock. Give them provisions. Sustain them. Not have them sustain you and give you provisions. That's backwards. All right? There's nothing wrong with giving money up to the elders because, look, like Yahweh Shai say, look, when I was hungry, you basically fed me. When I was thirsty, you basically gave me something to drink, you know? You helping out your brother. You're supposed to love yourself like you love your brother like you love yourself, you know? So, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, giving the elders money and stuff like that. And then if they're in righteousness and doing the right thing with it, you know, they see a brother that's slipping and falling with something, maybe financially, because we already broke. That's part of the curses. They're going to help him out. You see your brother down, you're going to help your brother out, you know? And you don't want to be stingy with it, you know, because the Most High ain't mocked. That a man sow, he's going to reap, you know? You want to be stingy, the Most High can be stingy, you know? You can be having car problems and whatever, your car break down or whatever, whatnot, you know? And a brother, you know, a brother mindset could be, look, let me go ahead and, you know, help this brother out with, because I got the money right now anyway. Let me go ahead and help the brother out with this because if he can't get his car back on the road, he can't come back out to the highways and the byways, you know? And if he can't go out to the highways and the byways, he's not feeding the flock. Or let me rephrase that. He's not raising up the Most High's men, all right? He's not training the Most High's men. He's not teaching the Most High's men. That's a very important job to be doing. Nothing more important than that. So, you know, if he can't go do the Most High's work, then because, you know, and I had the means to make that possible for him, like, yo, wait a minute, that's disrespectful on my end from the Most High's perspective. Like, wait, you could have helped him out, but you didn't. Now my men, well, they're not going to be outed or nothing, but like, if they was going to be outed because you didn't want to break bread, if you didn't want to help them out, I'm not going to help you out. You didn't want to have mercy on them, I'm not having mercy on you. All right. Yeah, that's all I wanted to read in there. So let me jump over here to this YouTube. Speaking on this gospel being preached on the four corners of the earth. Now, I got this little YouTube app, I think it's called YT Studio, show you your analytics. Now, I hadn't gotten on no airplane and preached in no other location than right here in Florida, all right? You know, we might go to different locations, like around about where we at, you know, maybe in Clearwater or something like that, Tampa or St. Pete, but normally we're around in the same little area, all right? You know, brothers travel from state to state to visit other brothers, or they might be, you know, they might have other business in those states and just so happen to stop by and fellowship and maybe show up at camp with those brothers. Like, let's say you have a job and your job is having you travel, you know, you got to go to another state, and during that time you're going to be there for the weekend, you know. You're normally on the highways and the byways. Well, there's a camp where you're going to be at. You go with that camp, you know. So, you know, it's not saying there's nothing wrong with traveling, but as far as you have to travel to push this word, that's not so. We read that, you know, the line has gone out throughout the whole earth. There's no place that the voice ain't heard, all right? And this is proof. Now, I'm not a big channel or nothing like that. You know, I got like 700-something views on all of my videos. Like, well, a total count of all my views is like 700 views, you know. Elder Apostle Hart can get that in like one video. You know, I'm not trying to compare myself to him, but I'm just showing you, you know, that this channel ain't all that big. But nevertheless, looking at the statistics or the analytics, it says these are where the views are coming from. All right, the United States, Switzerland, Australia, Ireland, Canada, Germany, United Kingdom, the Philippines, Indonesia, Ghana, Hungary, Kazakhstan, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, France, Pakistan, South Africa, and Malaysia. And I don't believe I know anybody in any of these countries except except the United States. Yeah, I don't know nobody in none of these other countries, and I don't have, you see some YouTubers, and not saying anybody in the truth, but, you might be on YouTube trying to promote whatever. They have certain ways that you can kind of push your videos by, let's get 1,000 likes on this or whatever, whatnot, and then they'll put it in certain trending things like that, right? None of my videos are so-called boosted like that. I don't pay for advertisement or nothing like that to boost my views, And so all these people here, and let me go back, this is how I got my traffic, through YouTube searches, suggested videos. Now the notifications will probably be, my subscribers, which isn't that very many. But also top external sources, Google search, okay? Also, here's some of the terms, So the word is going out. I'm doing my part by pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Most High doing his part by bringing the people to the dinner table, He said, look, go and prepare a big-ass meal. And then don't worry about advertising and all that extra shit promoting the restaurant. I'm going to bring a busload of people over here, and you just better have enough food to feed all these people I bring to the spot, And that's what we doing. And like I said, I ain't got on no airplane and went to another country to preach this, all right? I don't know who these people are, but the word is going out, all right? Lord willing, the elect is being sealed through these videos, all right? And so, it really, this should be a cut to anybody in that IUIC. Like, look at how much money you can save, all right? And on whatever little bootleg ass, I ain't going to say bootleg because, some brothers might be offended by that, but I'm speaking of my own cell phone carrier company, I don't got no top-of-the-line shit, and I just record videos on my phone and upload them on the internet. And really, you can do it even freer than that. You can go sit up at, like, McDonald's or some shit and upload on their Wi-Fi, all right? So for all less than cheaper than actually the gas money would take for me to drive from here to the damn airport, I can put videos up. Not even trying to get on the damn airplane, all right? So, that was a cut at all that, oh, it's good that they out there preaching the word like that. No, that's not how the Most High prescribed this. It's not how it's going to be. So, if anything, they wicked. Yeah, it's good right now. It might be good they teaching people they Israelites, but at the end of the day, when they get the damn airplane and all these other things, they're going to keep wanting more and more and more. All right? They want a goddamn airplane in a place that's about to be destroyed. They should be praying this place to get destroyed before they even get a goddamn airplane. All right? With that, Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying. Until next time, I say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Stay strong. Shalom.